Hello lovely sewing friends, I hope you guys are doing well. So I am doing something a little bit different this week. I am actually going to be running a giveaway on my Instagram account. And so in this giveaway, I'm giving away 3 sewing patterns from my website for the winners of the giveaway, and there's going to be 3 winners. So I wanted to take you guys through 3 of my favorite sewing patterns from Ford Wardrobe, which is moi. So that's what this video is going to be about today. So let's get into it. So the first one, right? And so the first one is this like basic t-shirt top kind of thing. And I think you guys will understand how much I love this top, not only by how many times I've worn it in these videos, but also the fact that I've got a stain down there because I've worn it so many times that like literally this top gets worn, washed so many times per week. I wear it with everything, right? And I've done a video separately on just this top, but also the fact that it's got a little cowboy hat here, which I absolutely love. Just like these little details that make your sewing project your own. I love. So first one is my favorite ones are this top, right? And the best thing about this one, I love the shorter sleeves. Like, of course, like you can do whatever length sleeve you like, but I find that having this kind of length sleeve means you can layer it with different things. Speaking of, it's a little bit cold this morning. Fun fact. So yesterday I meant to meet my sister in a different part of Melbourne at 11 o'clock, and I set my alarm for 8 o'clock so I could get up and film this YouTube video yesterday, which was a Sunday. And I slept in till 11 o'clock. And so I couldn't film my YouTube video then, so I'm filming it now. And also you may have noticed I have a bit of a thing for green at the moment. Look, so green top, green cardigan, green shorts. We just love a green. So first of my sewing patterns that I absolutely love is this basic t-shirt. Also, you can make it in a merino, which would be perfect for winter, or like trans-seasonal, also good. Make sure it's a knit fabric. The second one is my little bucket hats, right? This was actually one of the first ever sewing patterns, right? I made so many, and they're reversible. Like, perfect. So I made so many of these bucket hats. I think, so first of all, I loved how easy they were. You can literally do it in an afternoon. So easy. And like, there's only like 10 seams on there. You also get to do different techniques like clipping around the brim here at the top. And then like, you also get to do like a whole bunch of top stitching along here, which I actually think is the cutest thing ever. And I think I actually did so many of these because I liked, first of all, how quick they were. Second of all, the different techniques that went into making it. And then also, like, I got to use up so much of my scrap fabric. Like, I think it only takes like, I wouldn't even say half a meter. I'd say like 0.5 by 0.2. So quite a small strip, but you can also fuse it as well. And therefore like the grain of the pattern piece doesn't really matter so much. So you can use up like a whole bunch of like scrap fabric, and you can make like kind of like mismatched, like patchworky kind of hats. That I love. And then the last one I wanted to show you guys of like my favorite sewing patterns, of course, is this skirt. I love this skirt so much. And it's not because it's just green, but I wear this skirt so much during like that kind of like cold in the mornings, warm in the afternoons, because first of all, it's gorgeous. Second of all, like it's like flowy enough that you get nice like air and it's not stuffy. I made this out of a cotton as well, and it's zero waste pattern cutting, because literally it's just like rectangles, right? And then with an elasticated waistband. And I think that's really important because depending on kind of like where I wear it, so if I wear it on, I tend to wear a lot of things on my waist, right? I have an hourglass figure, so my waist is it's smaller than like obviously my hips and everything. But I never liked it how like with jeans or skirts or shorts or anything, things would fit me on the legs, but never on the waist, because they were always too big on the hips and the thighs, not small enough on the waist to keep it all like looking nice. So I'm a big believer in elasticated waistbands for that reason, right? So I love this skirt so much. I call it my Anna Green Gables skirt, right? So I'll tell you how I wear it, right? So I wear it with a white top, so like this in a white, and then this, and I tuck in the white t-shirt, and then I wear cowboy boots, and then I wear a denim jacket over the top. And I swear to God, it's my favorite outfit. It is such like I can't believe, like, the skirt makes the outfit, and I love this. I love this. And also the fact that like this fabric I bought when I first came to the area that I live in. So like I arrived in Melbourne and I went out exploring in different suburbs, and when I came to the suburb that I live in now, I bought this fabric, and I bought like 2 meters of it because like how could you not? And I loved it so much, and it stayed in my sewing stash for years. And then as soon as I thought of this idea for this skirt, I was like, of course, like I'll get this fabric. And I'm so glad, because like this is my inner voice when I'm in a fabric store, is like, get that fabric now, because in a couple of years you're gonna want to make something of that. And you may not need something now in it, but you might need something later, so get it. And I'm so glad I listened to that voice. That voice is expensive as well, so be warned. So yeah, I bought this fabric, and I'm so glad I did, because not only have I made this skirt, but I've actually made a few like other little things. I could very easily make a bucket hat, but I don't think the idea of that outfit is that like that the skirt is the thing that carries it. So I'm not going to make another a bucket hat in that fabric for this outfit. So those are my 3 favorite sewing patterns, but now I'm talking, I might as well keep on talking. So another thing I've been wanting to do, especially with that fabric, is make that boxy top that I wear quite a lot. I'll see if I can just quickly find it. Just hold on, stay. This one, right? This top, but in this fabric. And I do have enough fabric for it, so I can do it. But the thing that I'm kind of getting into that I've noticed with other sewing projects is I like the fabric and I like a pattern. Sometimes they necessarily do not go together. That's what I'm worried about. Not the case I have found with this kind of fabric pattern, because I made the that dress into a top, remember, in this kind of fabric, right? Remember? So I know that it isn't true potentially for this, but maybe this is what I'm thinking out loud here. Maybe this print, this check, is a bit too small for this type of top, because these two, they're quite wide checks compared to this that's kind of quite small. So that's something I need to consider. So I think the things that I've learned about sewing projects is, a couple of the main ones is, always sew what you wear, right? And by that I mean, you need to sew what you actually wear, because there's no point you sewing something up and never wearing it, because then you've kind of wasted your time and resources. This top, for example, I want to make like 10 more of them because I wear them so much. I've made a yellow one. I don't wear that one as much because I think the green kind of like, I love the green and I love the little cowboy hat there. I think it's the cutest thing ever. I want to make a red one, but I just need to find a good red cotton to like make it up in. I also want to make this into like a long t-shirt dress, the Eden dress with the waist ties, because I've already got two or three of those in my wardrobe and I wear them all the time. One's in a Liberty jersey knit. Another one is in a merino, which is a chartreuse color. And that is really gorgeous on like, those days where it's like a little bit cold, like I would say 20 and under. It's really good for those days. But you got to make sure, like, because it's a merino, it can get a little bit warm. So I've got two of those. And then I would like to make another Eden dress in this fabric, but I did buy it quite a while ago from a fabric store, so I don't know whether they'll still have it. And then the other thought is, well, I've actually already got a green knit dress that is pretty much the Eden dress, but it's one that I bought a couple of years ago that I didn't really wear. So what's the point of making something up when I actually already, see, this is the thing, I already have it. This is it. Like, I'm not immune to kind of wanting to do more sewing projects, and this is what it must feel like when you're buying clothes, because I've got something very similar and I don't wear it, but I'm thinking that if I get another version, I'll wear that one more. When it's like, actually, Annie, no, you won't, because you don't even wear the one you have. Hold me accountable. If you see me wearing that dress in this fabric, you know. But yeah, other things that I've been up to, I'm currently doing some alterations. I'll show you. I'm doing some alterations for a friend on this dress that she's wearing for her sister's wedding, right? And this, it's great that sewing can allow me to like do this for other people and all that. That's all great. But I would say that the one restriction that I have with pre-made clothes is that there's little to minimal wiggle room. By that, I mean, so this is kind of like a triangular bust. Like you can see it there, right? Like that's kind of, it's a very strappy dress. So that's kind of the top there, right? And so the issue was, it was a little bit gapey. And so like when the girl Rachel was like bending over or moving or like moved her shoulders in a certain way, it meant that the fabric lifted from the bust. Very common problem. So what we did is we kind of just put we put some darts, you can see there and there, right? Which meant that they're on the inside, there and there. Now, that looks fine, but the way I kind of like really wanted to do it was obviously like redo the pattern, and you know, I tend to want to do it how it should be done instead of how it can be done. So I just very simply put 2 darts in there just to take the gapiness out of the front and the side here, so that when she bends over, it's not too revealing. But I love how I can do that with sewing. Like I can very easily kind of reverse engineer something and make it into something that's wearable for her. But obviously like that, there's that little voice in my head that's like, that's not right. Like it needs to be completely undone, and you need to do, you know, the lining piece and the exterior piece separately. But this is a dress for her sister's wedding. And so like, if it was a case of this is something she's going to be wearing like, you know, 3-4 times a week, and it's her workwear, obviously not that deep of a plunge for workwear, but if it's like an occasional thing, kind of going the more unconventional route just to kind of fit the purpose of the day, fine. But if this was like a, what do you call it? If this was something that's going to be worn every day, more frequently, I personally would be annoyed if I was wearing something that I could kind of like see the imperfections in, even though, you know, you would have no idea that because of the pattern, it also hides the darts very well. But I think because I can see it, I notice it. You know, when like people are like, oh, sorry, I've got a pimple on my left cheek, and you're just like, oh, I had no idea, but now that you pointed it out, I can see it. Yeah, I think that's one of the drawbacks of working with ready-to-wear clothing. And also that, like, sometimes if you make a mistake, I haven't made a mistake with this, of course, I'm perfect in every single way, you can't really fix it. So for example, if I accidentally cut into this by mistake, I have no excess fabric to redo that piece. But yeah, like a bit of a rambling one today. All sorts of going on, because also I didn't do a video last week. I think it was last week or the week before. Anyway, life do be like that sometimes. It just do be like that. And so I am hopefully going to keep up with the 1 video a week. If you guys like this, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys again next week, I guess. Bye.